गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Dear friends, we were reading the 9th mantra of the second Valli in the Kathopanishad. The second Valli, 9th mantra, we read almost the entire mantra and also the Bhashyam. The last couple of lines of this Bhashyam are remaining. So what Lord Yama was saying was, Naisha Tarkena Matirapaneya. This type of understanding cannot be got by Tarka, by mere Abhyuha. Tarka is Abhyuha, mere something, a whimsical thinking of one's own mind. It cannot be got by that. Then, Prokta Anyenaiva Sujnanaya. Only a non-logician will be able to say. A pure logician will not be able to say what is this Brahma Padartha. Somebody who is other than that, somebody who has read this Shruti, and one who also knows logic, and one who also has experienced it, Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava, these three things. So only such a man will be able to say. And then he is also commending the student. Satya Dhrutir Batasi. So that is where we stopped. Let us read the Bhashyam. Satya Avitatha Vishaya Dhrutihi Yasya Tava Satvam Satya Dhrutihi Bata Asi Ityanukampayan Aha Mrutyuhu Nachiketasam Vakshyamana Vijnanastutaye. So Vakshyamana Vijnanastutaye means that is for the sake of commending the Vidya which is going to be told. Vakshyamana means which is going to be told. Vidya Stutaye, that is for the sake of commending or for the sake of praising the type of the nature of that Vidya. The Vidya is so great that it will release you from all the bondage. It will give you eternal happiness. So from that point of view, he is commending that Vidya. And then he is also commending the student who has chosen that Vidya in comparison to or in preference to all other things. This student, he has chosen that real thing, and he has rejected all the unreal things. So that is the meaning of the Satya Dhruti. Satya means Avitatha Vishaya Dhrutihi. Avitatha. Vitatha means unreal, something which is unreal. Vitatha is unreal. Avitatha means not unreal. What is not unreal? That is real. In fact, in Mandukya Karikas, there is a prakaranam called Vaitathya Prakaranam. Mandukya Karikas, you know this Mandukya Karikas, they said there is a whole chapter called Vaitathya Prakaranam. Vaitathya means the state of being unreal, unreality of things. The chapter dealing with the unreality of things, that is the Vaitathya Prakaranam. So this Avitatha Vishaya Dhrutihi. Dhruti means a resolve, determination. So I do not want all these unreal things. I am for this real thing called Brahman. I do not know what, I want to know what is the substratum behind all things. I do not want all these apparent things. So that is the Dhruti. Satya Avitatha Vishaya Dhrutihi. That is his resolve or his determination is to know that Vishaya, that subject which is Avitatha, which is not unreal. That means which is the only reality. Then Tava Sattvam Satya Dhrutihi. One who has that thing is Satya Dhruti. It is something like it is a Bahurihi Samasa. If you want to know the grammar also, Satya Dhrutihi means Satya Dhrutihi Yasya Saha Satya Dhrutihi. One whose resolve is so firm on the real thing. So the Samasa will not, the two words in the Samasa do not indicate the person. They indicate something else. Satya Dhrutihi, somebody who is outside. The person is not indicated by these two words by themselves. They are referring to some other person who is outside. They are forming a sort of say an adjective for such a man. So Bahurihi Samasa you must be know. Anyway, we will not get into grammar. So Satya Dhrutihi Yasya Sava Tattvam Satya Dhrutihi Bata Asi iti Anukampayan Aha. Bata Asi. Bata, I said it is a sort of exclamation. It is to express surprise. Oh, what a surprisingly a young man, an old head on young shoulders, as they say in English. You are having such an old head on your young shoulders. So he is complimenting the student for that. Anukampayan. Anukampa is sympathizing with that man, not exactly pitying. It is not a question of pitying. Anukampayan means no, sympathy, not even sympathy. Sympathy again is a very slightly negative connotation. Fondness, let us say. Fondness. He is liking that boy's sincerity. So he is admiring that boy's sincerity. So that is the feeling of Anukampa. That is the meaning of Anukampa here. Then Mrutyuhu Nachiketasam Vakshyamana Vijnana Stutaye. So he said, Satya Dhrutihi, you are such a man. Then Tvadruk Tvattulyaha Naha Asmabhyam Bhuyat Bhavatat Bhavatu Anyaha Putraha Shishyova Prashta Kidruk Yadruk Tvam He Nachiketaha Prashta. So he is also saying, he is also expressing a wish. What is that wish? Let me have students like you. Tvadruk means like you. Tvadruk, Idruk, Etadruk. These are all indicatory pronouns, indicative pronouns. Tvadruk, that is you like you, somebody like you. Tvadruk means Tvattulyaha, somebody who is like you, somebody who is so detached like you, so mature like you. Anyaha, Naha Asmabhyam, for us. So he is referring to himself in plural. That is something called royal we. In English, what we call royal we. Let me have, instead of saying let me have, let us, let we is not a correct thing, let us have. So the royal we, as they say. So let me have a student like you. Bhavatat means let him be there. Bhavatat, let it be there, or let him be there. So who? A putraha shishyova anyaha. Either a son or a student. So far Yama has not come across among his own sons, he has not come across anybody who requested for Brahma Vidya, and he has not so far got a Shishya, a student like this, who actually insisted on having Brahma Vidya. So Kidruk, Twadru, Yadruk, Tvam, He Nachiketaha Prashta. Prashta means questioner. A questioner like you, I sincerely wish. So that is it. In fact, last class also I was saying this is one of the wishes of good teachers. Taittiriya Upanishad, there is a whole passage about that. Amayantu brahmacharina swaha, vimayantu brahmacharina swaha, etc. etc. So anyway, punarapi tushta aha. So punarapi tushtaha aha. Tushtaha means having satisfied himself, felt happy about the student. Punarapi aha. He again told. Yama is again saying the next mantra also. Yes. Kidruk means what type? Kidruk is question. Yadruk tvam. Like you. Kidruk is a question. Like what? Yadruk tvam. Like you. So that is it. Yadruk tvam. He Nachiketa. Let us read this mantra. Janamyaham sevadhiritya nityam. Janamyaham sevadhiritya nityam. Nahyadhruvaih prapyate hidhruvam tat. Nahyadhruvaih prapyate hidhruvam tat. Tato maya nachiketaschitognihi. Tato maya nachiketaschitognihi. Anityair dravyaih praptavanasmi nityam. Anityair dravyaih praptavanasmi nityam. Okay. Is the sound okay? Did you check the sound? Yes. Okay. Okay. This mantra says Janamyaham sevadhiritya nityam. So here Yama is slightly indulging in some little bit of personal talk. So a sort of rapport has been established between the student and the teacher. So this teacher has fallen in love, let us say, with the student in the sense that, not exactly in any other bad sense. Fallen in love means he has really started liking that boy. And then he says, and then he is talking about himself. Like sometimes when there is a good rapport in a classroom between the teacher and the students, The teacher starts telling about his own self. You see, I became a teacher without knowing that I could have appeared for some All India service. So something like that. Had I appeared for some All India service, that would have been better. Or had I taken this subject, or had I chosen this subject, it would have been better. Unfortunately, I am here. So something like that. So this teacher, he is telling about himself. Janamyaham Shevadhirityannityam. Shevadhi means a big treasure. Shevadhi, it's a bundle of punya and papa which a man accumulates over a period of time. You see, any good man or a bad man also, anybody does some good deeds and some bad deeds. So this is punya phala is there, that the fruit of that action is very much there. That fruit of that action may immediately give some result, or if it is an adrushta phala means the unseen phalam which will fructify at a later date. So that will come at a later date, that phalam will be there in its balance. So this is called a shevadhi, because people desire it. Why do you call it a treasure? Because people desire it. Wherever there is a demand, that becomes a treasure. So that shevadhihi anityam iti, shevadhihi anityam iti aham janami. Very simple line. This sort of treasure which a human being accumulates is something which is anitya, which is something ephemeral, which is very, very transient. This much I know. Having known, I still followed that course. So that is what Emma is saying. I know that what all is achievable by karma, what all is achievable by this yajna, etc., it is all anitya. What all you achieve by yajna is just very, very transient, very ephemeral. But still, say I did it. That's what he is saying. Nahi adhruvaihi prapyatehi dhruvam tat. Nahi adhruvaihi. Adhruva and dhruva are the two words here. Dhruvam is something which is very, very firm, which is unmoving. Like what they say, Kutastha in Vedanta, that which is unmoving. What is that? That is Paramatma, the supreme thing which is behind everything. That is which is all pervading, and then which is the substratum for everything. That is Dhruva. Dhruva is something which is very firm. So that Dhruvam Paramatma, Adhruvaihi Sadhanaihi na prapyate. Adhruvaihi. By all these say weak say sadhanaihi. By all these weak say means, by all these weak strategies, it cannot be got. Adhruva is something which is very weak, not firm, which is temporary, impermanent. With all these impermanent sadhanas are not going to achieve something which is permanent. In order to achieve something permanent, you have to know. After all, this is what is called prapyam, say prapyam and gneyam. This, what all is done by karma, what all karma does is, it will get some prapyam, you will achieve something. But jnanam is something which is gneyam, it has to be known, it has to be understood. So that is it. Nahi adhruvai sadhanaihi adhruvaihi prapyatehi dhruvam tat. Tat dhruvam, that Paramatma. Nahi adhruvaihi sadhanaihi adhruvaihi prapyate. Adhruvaihi means very impermanent strategies. Adhruvaihi sadhanaihi. By impermanent means, it cannot be got. Even then, tato maya nachiketas chitognihi. This Nachiketa Agni, of course, he has already given it to Nachiketa and he has renamed it as Nachiketa Agni. Prior to that, it was not called Nachiketa Agni, but now that it has become Nachiketa Agni, he is referring to that Agni by that name only. Nachiketa Agni means it is a particular type of yajna, a particular type of a yajna, the highest form of yajna, which will give you the highest attainable result in that karma kanda. We know that there is a karma kanda, then again there is a upasana level, then again the jnana level. What all can be achieved by this karma kanda is there in that particular yajna. The highest result attainable by that karma kanda is there in that Nachiketa yajna. So this Nachiketa Agni tataha maya Nachiketaha Chitaha Agnihi. Chitaha means Chayana. Chayana means to collect. Agni Chayanam. What they say? There are some names also. Somebody called Chainlu. Have you heard some such name? Chainlu. Chainlu is somebody whose forefathers have collected all these twigs, samidhas, for the sake of yajna. So Chayanlu. Chayanam means collecting and piling up all these twigs for this homa. So this Nachiketa Agni I have piled up. That means probably he has done those yajnas that particular yajna several times and gave several ahutis. all this chayanam, all this collection of all these things is for ahuti only. So Nachiketagnihi chitaha maya. This maya chitaha means it has been collected or it has been piled up by me. It has been ahuti, given as ahutis by me. Tataha, tato, but even then, maya by me, Nachiketaha agnihi chitaha. That Nachiketa agni has been done several times, that has been performed several times. Anityaihi dravyaihi praptavanasmi nityam. By all these anityaihi dravyaihi, by all these impermanent things, anitya dravya is an impermanent thing. Aham nityam praptavanasmi. I have attained something nityam. Why is this word nityam used? So in commentary, the commentators say we should not call it that nitya does not refer to that supreme Brahman. You have to take it in a relative sense. That word nitya should not be taken to refer to Brahma. It should be taken to refer to something which is inferior. Though it is inferior, it is a fairly long-lasting thing. You know what is called a cosmic cycle, Srushti, Sthiti, Laya. It takes several millions and millions of years that the particular cycle of Srushti. This Srushti or creation is in various cycles according to us, according to Vedanta. And in a particular cycle, that particular cycle lasts for certain billions of years. So, which means it is relatively permanent. It is more permanent than you and me. Our life is only 100 years. And then the span of life, the time scale for Devas is different, the time scale for Brahma is different. So like that there are different time scales for different levels of say existence. So that is why this Brahmalok, this gentleman, his tenure is for such a long time. So it is relatively nityam. So this word nityam should be taken as relatively eternal. It is not absolute eternal, it is relative eternal. So that is the thing. So anityaihi dravyaihi means by all these anitya means, by this doing some yajna, by this Nachiketa agni, all these things, I have attained praptavan asmi, aham praptavan. What is it? I have attained, I have say praptavan, I obtained, so that is it. Or I have achieved. I have achieved a relatively permanent or relatively eternal position called this Yama Padavi. So indirectly he is hinting you are a more intelligent man than me, because I did not know and then I have only chosen this. So after all, Lord Yama also, he is feeling that he has not attained that Brahmajnana to start with. Right now he may be a teacher of Brahmajnana, but then at that time he asked for something. He asked for that highest position. So and he got that highest position. And having obtained that highest position, he can't relinquish it. So there is a job for him. So he is there as an adhikari purusha. Yama, Varuna, Indra and all these things, according to Vedanta, they are the adhikari purushas. That is what is said. Adhikari purusha means a person who has a tenure for a particular time. He is an adhikari. So you have got some 35 years of service and then thereafter you retire. So something like that, this adhikari purusha is there. So long as this particular cycle of existence is there. So this particular Indra will be there during that time, this particular Varuna for that time, this particular Yama for that time. So in order, Yama is there to regulate all this karma phala data, isn't it? He is the man who gives this karma phalam to all the people according to their punya or papa. So like that, this is a relative nityatva. He is an adhikari. But then he is not happy with that adhikara. But then like he can't avoid it also. Though he is a jnani now, he can't avoid it, so he is doing something like a jnani karma. We should take like that. Like in Gita we know what is a jnani karma. A jnani, a realized person, he also has a prarabdha. So this is something like Yama's prarabdha. He has to achieve, he has been placed in that royal position and then he has to do that job jolly well. So that is the predicament, let us say, of Yama. So let us read the Bhashyam. This mantra is clear?
Sir.
Okay. Then, Janamyaham Sevadhihi Nidhihi Karma Phala Lakshanaha Nidhiriva Prarthyate iti. So Nidhiriva Prarthyate Janaihi. Because this is something which is, people hanker after it. The people are after it. They are mad after it. What? After this nidhi. They are mad after this nidhi. What is that nidhi? Punya phalam. I want more punyam, I want more punyam, I want to do this karma, I want to go to this temple, I want to go to another temple. So we want punyam and punyam and punyam in order to have some other happiness in some other world, isn't it? So janami aham janami means I know. Then sevadhihi nidhihi, this particular treasure, this particular sevadhi means treasure or nidhi. What is that nidhi? Karma phala lakshanaha, which is nothing other than karma phala. This karma phalam, which is accumulated over a period of time by various good deeds, that is what is that sevadhi or treasure. This is, I know that, and nidhiriva prarthyate, and it is prarthyate means it is aspired for. It is say sought after, prarthyate, sought after by people. Nidhiriva, as though it is a treasure, people seek it. That is it. Then asau, anityam, anityaha iti janami. So this nidhi is anityaha. This is something which is impermanent. That much I know. Then nahi, yasmat, anityaihi adhruvaihi nityam dhruvam tat prapyate paramatmakhyah sevadhihi. So this Yama is talking about what is sadhyam and what is sadhanam. So this samsara, the whole samsara is sadhya sadhana lakshana samsara. We get that word we get that phrase in Gita Bhashyam also. There is a sadhyam, there is a sadhanam. So sadhyam is swargam. There is a sadhanam, swarga kamo yajeta. You do this particular yaga for this thing. The another sadhyam is attainable, and sadhanam is that means or tool or strategy. So the another sadhyam means maybe some other Shivaloka or Vaikuntha or maybe Putrakameshti or something else. So for that there are some other sadhanas. So all this karma kanda is something like the karma kanda portion of Veda is something like a huge mall, a great mall which you can see in America or somewhere in some London, where you find many things. You pay this much, you get that particular thing. You pay some other money, you get that much. So like that, this is something like a huge mall. There is an attainable thing, there is a sadhya and there is a sadhana. So this sadhya, sadhana, lakshanaha, samsaraha. So, but then they are all impermanent. That is not something which is going to be there eternally. That is not the eternal truth. So this nidhi and sannidhi, these two words, if you know this Tyagaraja Kirtana, there is a song also, a very famous Kirtana. Nidhi chala sukhama, Ramuni sannidhi chala sukhama. So, whether Ramuni sannidhi or pennidhi also there is a version. Ramuni pennidhi chala sukhama or nidhi chala sukhama. Probably this mantra must have been the moolam for that, we do not know. So, this nidhi is something which is impermanent. Ramuni pennidhi is something which is permanent. That is what Tyagaraja sings there. So, anityaihi adhruvaihi means adhruvaihi sadhanaihi, by impermanent sadhanas. Nityam dhruvam tat prapyate, nahi prapyate. That is, nityam or dhruvam is not attainable by all these impermanent means. Paramatmakhyah sevadhihi. The real sevadhi, the real pennidhi or the real treasure is paramatmakhyah, that which is known as Paramatma. Paramatma akhyah means known as. Paramatmakhyah means that which is known as Paramatma. That sevadhi or that treasure is attainable, it is not attainable by these impermanent means. Then yastu anitya sukhatmakah sevadhihi.
Anitya sukhatmakah sevadhihi.
Is it anitya or yes, anitya only. Yes, anitya sukhatmakah sevadhihi sayeva anityaihi dravyaihi prapyate.
Anityaihi dravyaihi prapyate.
Okay, what will you achieve by anitya dravya? By anitya dravya, you will get an anitya sevadhi. By impermanent means you will get only an impermanent treasure. So that is it. All these impermanent means, like what are all told in the Karma Kanda, they will only attain something which is anitya again. It may be a long tenure, but then it is having a time limit. It is having some sort of period, lapse period. So that is it. Anityehi dravyai prapyate. Then next, hi yataha tataha tasmat maya janatapi nityam anitya sadhanaihi na prapyate iti
नित्यम् अनित्यसाधनैः न प्राप्यते इति
नाचिकेतश्चितोऽग्निः.
नाचिकेतश्चितोऽग्निः.
So he says, Nityam anitya sadhanaihi na prapyata iti janata api. So though I know, janata api, janan is one who knows, janata is tritiya vibhakti. By me who knowing that, who knows, by me who knows that. What is that? Nityam anityaihi na prapyate. This eternal thing cannot be achieved by non-eternal means. Though I knew, still Nachiketa Agnihi Chitaha. Nachiketa Agni has been piled up by me. Piled up means I did that yajna. He accumulated various say dravyas. Dravya means various things, like he needs 1,000 cows, he needs say lot many twigs, and then he needs a lot of money to be given as dakshina to purohits. So all these things, all these dravyas he has piled up, and then he did that, he performed that yajna several times, and then he got a lot of punya, and because of that lot of punya he is now saddled with the job of yama. So that is the picture. Then anityaihi dravyaihi pashvadibhihi swarga sukha sadhana bhutaha agnihi nirvartitaha ityarthaha. So this swarga sukha sadhana bhutaha agnihi. This agni, which is a sadhanam or a tool for attaining that swarga sukha, for all the heavenly pleasures. Swarga sukha is heavenly pleasures. For all these heavenly pleasures, which are nothing but extensions of say indriya pleasures only. Heavenly pleasures, what do they mean? Again, an extension of what we have in this world. You have a particular drink in this world, you may have a better drink there. You have a particular type of sukha, some eating food here, you may have a better food there. So these are all extensions of the physical pleasures only, which you have in a different loka, isn't it? So anityaihi dravyaihi pashvadibhihi. What are these dravya? Pashvadibhihi. Pashu means lot many cows have to be given as dakshina to so many people, all the rutviks. Lot of money has to be given, lot many other things like bhumi, hiranya. There are so many types of dhanam. How many types are there? Navavidha dhanam or something they say. There are so many things. You have to give dhanyam, you have to give money, you have to give go, you have to give hiranyam. So like that, there are so many types of dhanam. So he has to accumulate all those things and then perform that yajna. Then pashvadibhihi swarga sukha sadhana bhutaha agnihi nirvartitaha. Nirvartitaha means performed by me. Tena aham adhikarapannaha nityam yamyam sthanam swargakhyam nityam apekshikam praptavanasmi. So Shankaracharya is clarifying, nityam means apekshikam. Apekshikam means relative. It is not absolute nityam, it is relative nityam. Apekshikam, nityam apekshikam, that is relative nityam, has been attained by me. Tena, by that action, because I have performed that particular yajna, aham adhikarapannaha. Adhikarapannaha means I have attained this adhikara. I have achieved this adhikara. Adhikara is that particular post, let us say a particular office of yama, has been attained by me. Nityam, that is yamyam sthanam. Yamyam sthanam means yama. You know what is yama is? Niyamayati. Yamayati iti yamaha. One who controls. Niyamayati. Niyachati. One who controls, regulates. Not only control but regulates. Everything is a yama. So this is a particular cosmic function, let us say. This particular function is fulfilled by one particular entity, one particular force called yama. So we need not think that yama is somebody who is sitting there, and then yama is having a particular type of attire which we see in the films. So it is not like that. It is a particular function in the cosmos, that is a regulation of the people, and then dharma, adharma, and then giving a fruit for this dharma action, dharmic deed, and giving a fruit for adharmic deed. So this is a cosmic function which goes on. So this particular thing has been visualized as that yama, and then that particular pada, that particular post is attained by this gentleman. So that is it. The nitya yamyam sthanam, that is that particular portion, that particular post called yama, has been attained by me. Then Swargakhyam, that which is otherwise known as Swarga. The Yama is not somebody who stays in hell. We should not be under the impression that Yama is somebody who stays in hell. Yama is not staying in hell. Swargakhyam sthanam. Yama is again, he is in the Swarga only. So this Swarga, Swargakhyam nityam apekshikam praptavanasmi. So he is only giving, he is only sending people to those bad lokas. He is not there in that bad loka anyway. So let us read the next mantra. Then Kamasyaptim Jagatah Pratishtham
Kamasyaptim Jagatah Pratishtham
Krator Anantyam Abhayasya Param.
Krator Anantyam Abhayasya Param.
Your book says Anantyam.
Anantyam.
It doesn't matter. Anantyam, Anantyam. In Bhashyam Padam Anantyam, Anantyam he says. Krator Anantyam Abhayasya Param.
Krator Anantyam Abhayasya Param.
Stoma Mahadurugayam Pratishtham.
Stoma Mahadurugayam Pratishtham.
Drushtva Dhrutya Dhiro Nachiketo Atyasrakshihi.
Dhiro Nachiketo Atyasrakshihi.
Okay. Then he says, he is commending the student again. In the earlier mantra, he told about himself, what a mistake he made. He made a big mistake of not going after Brahma Vidya to start with. He went after that Hiranyagarbhasthanam, that is whatever highest attainable post, he got it. But then, now he is commending the boy. Arey, you are a very, very mature fellow. So that he is commending. Kamasya aptim jagatah pratishtham kratoho anantyam abhayasya param. Stoma mahadurugayam pratishtham drushtva dhrutya dhiraha nachiketaha atyasrakshihi. That is the mantra. This Nachiketaha is the address. Hey Nachiketa, Atyasrakshihi. That means you have rejected. Last line. Nachiketaha, Atyasrakshihi. You have rejected. So that is the overall thing, my sentence. What is it you have rejected? Coming to the first line. Kamasya aptim. Kama is desire. Kamasya apti. Apti means whatever is the highest attainable thing. That is the peak, that is the pinnacle, let us say. The pinnacle of all your, desires. The highest attainable thing, or the pinnacle of glory, pinnacle of achievement, let us say. All that pinnacle of achievement, that is that Kamasya Apti. That is the highest position, the topmost post. Something like Barack Obama, let us say. Then Jagataha Pratishtham. This Jagataha Pratishtha, for the whole universe. Pratishtha means Ashraya. For the whole universe, what is the Ashraya? That cosmic being called Hiranyagarbhasthanam. We are seeing in this, what is this, Bhashyam, Hiranyagarbham Padam. So that Hiranyagarbhasthanam, that is to be in that particular sthanam. So that is that Jagataha Pratishtham, that which is the support for everything, that everything we see in the world, that we are talking about not that Supreme Brahman which is the Supreme Pratishtha, we are talking at the level of Maya, we are talking at a transactional level. At a transactional level, the cosmic being as we see, that is that position it is being talked about here. Jagataha Pratishtham, Kratoho Anantyam, Abhayasya Param. Kratoho Anantyam. Kratu means any sacrifice or any yajna or any meditation, that is Kratu. Kratu, kriyate, that which is kratu means the very word indicates that it is an action which is performed, a karma which is performed. A karma necessarily will have some karma phala. Kratoho anantyam. Anantyam means, again anantyam or anantyam, it is one and the same. Anantyam, ananta, endless. Ananta is endless. But this word again has to be taken like the other word nityam. It has to be taken in a relative sense. Kratoho anantyam. That has to be taken as a relative sense. The next word abhayasya param also has to be taken in a relative sense. Kratoho anantyam, that is the highest result which is attainable by a kratu, by a meditation, by a karma, by a yajna. So that is what is the kratoho anantyam, the highest thing which can be attained by a kratu. And abhayasya param. Abhaya is fearlessness. Param means that shore. The shore of fearlessness you have achieved, you have that was promised to you. Fearlessness is something which is the characteristic of what? Fearlessness is the characteristic of a jnani, a brahmagyani. It is only a brahmagyani who is aware that there is nothing beyond him, and then he is himself that Brahman, who is in that Brahmanishta, he will not see anything Dvaitam. He will not see any duality. There is a very famous line in the Upanishad, Dvitiya Dvai Bhayam. All fear arises when you see duality. So great country like America may be fearing, may be afraid of China, because they are afraid that these people can hit us sometime. Or any big man in a fighter, let us say, a very big wrestler, he will be afraid of another say wrestler who will be equally say strong. So a great scholar, he is afraid of another scholar. A great beauty, she is afraid of another beauty. So something like that. So there is this bhoge roga bhayam kule chuti bhayam. This bhayam or fear is something which is inbuilt in a human being. There is a very famous say Subhashita in Bhartruhari Subhashita Trishati, bhoge roga bhayam kule chuti bhayam vitte nrupalad bhayam. So if you have a lot of money, you should be afraid of the government, because the government will take away your money. There will be so many taxes on that. So like that it goes on and on. Then if you are a scholar, you are afraid of a rival scholar. Then rupe jaraya bhayam. If you are so very very beautiful person, then you are afraid of old age, because all this beauty business survives on this only, on this fear only. So like that, fear is there everywhere, and it is that fear will disappear only when one realizes that the knowledge of the self. Only when you realize that knowledge, then only you will not see the duality. Once you do not see the duality, there is no fear. So that is that fearlessness. Abhayasya param. So this is again we have to take in a relative sense. Param means that say suppose there is a river. You cross that river and go to the other end. That is the other bank of the river is called Nadyaha Param. That is Param Gataha we say. Param Gata means one who has crossed over. Suppose you cross the sea and then go to the other shore. The other shore of the sea is the Param, Samudrasya Param. That is the other shore. So Abhayasya Param means that is the shore of fearlessness. You have reached an area of fearlessness. So which means even this is again a relative state, because that attaining that Hiranyagarbha's position again is something which is almost equal to the biggest thing. So it is like that. So Abhayasya Param. Then Stoma Mahad Urugayam Pratishtham. Stoma is praiseworthy. The meaning of Stoma is praiseworthy, something which is commendable. Mahat is again great. Urugayam is such a longest, very extensive thing. Longest, extensive tenure, let us say. That extensive tenure was promised to you. Urugayam Pratishtham. Pratishtham is that particular position, that particular state. Društva, having seen that means that was promised to you. That was promised to you and you have seen that. Then Dhrutya. Dhruti means the resolve, high resolve to Satya Dhrutihi. We have seen that word earlier. That is, he is a resolve for a real thing. Dhrutya, Dhiraha, He Nachiketa, Dhiraha. You are a Dhira. Dhira is one who has a great control on his mind. Dhiyam Rati, Grunhati iti Dhiraha. One who has a great control on his mind is a Dhira. So Dhiraha, He Nachiketa, Atyasrakshihi. You have rejected. So these words, there are certain old words like Stoma, Mahad, Urugayam. So these are certain old, because it is Vedic Sanskrit, it is slightly difficult. So this mantra, is it clear?
Yes.
Let us read the Bhashyam. Tvam tu Kamasya Aptim Samaptim Atraiva Ihaiva Sarve Kamaha Parisamaptaha Jagataha Sadhyatmadhibhutadhidaivadehe Bhutadhidaivadehe. So it has to be split as Sa Adhyatma Adhibhuta Adhidaivadehe. Sa Adhyatma Adhibhuta Adhidaivadehe means including Adhyatma, Adhibhuta and Adhidaiva. Including all that. Sa is including. Sa does not mean he. Sa plus Adhyatma. Sa Anukula, something like that. Sa is not, it is not that pronoun here. साध्यात्माधिभूतादिदैवादेः अधिदैवादेः
साध्यात्माधिभूताधिदैवादेः
प्रतिष्ठाम् आश्रयम्
प्रतिष्ठाम् आश्रयम्
सर्वात्मकत्वात्.
सर्वात्मकत्वात्.
We'll stop here. Tvam tu, you, on the other hand, what did you do? I chose something else. Tvam tu, on the other hand, you have chosen what? Kamasya, you are like this. What? Kamasya aptim. Kamasya samaptim. That is, what is that samapti? Atraiva ihaiva sarve kamaha parisamaptaha. All your desires, they end there. You cannot desire for anything more. All you even if you want to imagine and imagine and imagine, you can't imagine more. So that is plenty. So that is something like shopper's stop, something, let us say. That is you are having that stop there. Then parisamaptaha. Then jagataha sa adhyatma adhibhuta adhidaivadeha pratishtham ashrayam. That is, whether at this adhyatma level or adhibhuta level or adhidaiva level. We know these three words: adhyatma, adhibhuta, adhidaiva. Adhyatma is something within the body. Adhi, atman, atmani, adhi. That is atmani, adhi, adhyatman. That is within one's own self. Self means we are not referring to that Brahman. One's own body, let us say. So I want some, say, 100 years life or 200 years life or 300 years life. Yama promised thousands of years of life. So all that is all in the realm of adhyatma. So eternal, say, youth, eternal, say, strength to enjoy all things. So all these things, that is at the adhyatma level. Then adhibhuta level, bhuta means in the, we say, world we see. In the world we see, at the material level, all the material wealth which is there in the world, that is at your beck and call. So that is adhibhuta level, is again it was promised. Adhidaivata level means whatever you desire from all types of gods, Indra, Varuna, all gods, all those things were promised to you. So adhidaivata level, sadhyatmadhibhuta adhidaivadehe pratishtham ashrayam. Pratishtham means ashrayam. That which is, what is that ashrayam? Sarvatmakatvat. Who is this Sarvatma? He is again explaining in the next line. Sarvatmakatvat, he is referring to that Hiranyagarbha, Sthanam, that cosmic subtle being which we call Hiranyagarbha, which is the support, which is the pratishtha, which is the base for all these things we see. All other things, all other deities, Indra, Varuna, Yama, all these things, they are all appearances in that Hiranyagarbha level only. In fact, that is what Brihadaranyaka also they say. There is a mantra, say Karmakanda, say it refers to Karmakanda, Amumyaja iti. But all these things are forms of the same Prajapati, it says. Amumyaja means you worship this deity, you worship this deity. Like I said, like going to a mall, you take this, you take this, you take this. But all these things are, say, when you know that you are the whole shopkeeper, shop owner, you own the whole shop, then you need not go and pick one or two or three. The whole shop is yours. So that is what it is like that. Hiranyagarbha Sthanam is like this. The whole shop called cosmos is yours. And the whole adhibhuta, adhidaiva, all levels are yours. Then Sarvatmakatvat. This Hiranyagarbha is something who is a Sarvatmaka, who is there, who is the base for everything. Then Kratoho Phalam. Hiranyagarbham Padam. Anantyam. Okay, we will stop here. Kratoho Phalam. Kratu, as I said, is meditation or upasana or yajna. So Kratoho Phalam. Here the meaning given for Kratu by one commentator, that is Gopala Yatindra. Gopala Yatindra Tika is one Sanskrit commentary, a very ancient commentary. So there he says Kratoho Hiranyagarbha Upasana, he says. Kratu means Hiranyagarbha Upasana. Then Kratoho Phalam. What is that Hiranyagarbha Upasana Phalam? You attain that particular stage. You do Upasana of a particular deity, and then you attain the status of that deity. So Hiranyagarbham Padam. You attain that Padam. Anantyam. This is something relatively eternal. Then Abhayasya cha Param. Param Nishtham. Then Abhayasya cha Param. For this fearlessness. Fearlessness, the real fearlessness is only on Brahmajnana. But then this is again a very relative fearlessness. Abhayasya cha param param nishtham. That is the highest place where you attain that abhaya. Then stomam, stutyam, mahat, animadyaishwaryadyανeka guna samhatam. It should be samhitam, isn't it? Sahitam. Yeah, a book there is a print mistake. Guna sahitam. It should be guna sahitam. Guna sahitam. Stomam cha tanmahaccha. Niratishayatvat stoma mahat. Urugayam. Vistirnam gatim. Pratishtham sthitim. Atmanaha anuttamamapi. Društva. Dhrutya dhairyena. Dhiraha dhiman san. Nachiketaha atyasrakshihi. We'll stop here. Then kratoha phalam. This I think we talked. Hairanyagarbham padam anantyam. Then abhayasya cha param. This also I said. Stomam, stutyam. Stomam means something which is praiseworthy. Stutyam. Stuti is praising, commendable. So this is something which is commendable. What? Hiranyagarbhasthanam is something which is highly commendable. There is nothing beyond. That is the pratishtha, that is the basis for the whole universe. Then that padam, then mahat. Then this mahat means mighty. Why is it mighty? Animadyaishwaryadyανeka guna sammitam. Animadi Aishwaryadi Aneka Guna Sahitam. We know this, all these Aishwaryas called Anima, Mahima, Chaiva, Garima, Laghima, Tatha. This Amarkosha gives an account of various siddhis. So when these sadhakas, when they do this upasana, there are certain siddhis. These siddhis are described as Anima, Mahima, Chaiva, Garima, Laghima, Tatha. So a person who is a sadhaka, he can become Anu. That is, he can become a very, say he can just disappear. Then Mahima, he can become a very huge person. Garima, Laghima, Tatha, Praptihi, Prakamyam. Garima means he will attain that greatness. Laghima, he will just light and then he will just fly off in air. Then Praptihi, he whatever he wants in this universe, he will get Praptihi. Then Prakamyam, Yishitvam. So something like that. These are Ashta Siddhayaha, which are this 8 type of siddhis. Siddhis which are described in various books as a result for upasana. As a result of upasana, all these siddhis are described. But what Vedanta says is, this siddhi is not the ultimate. Siddhi is something which is at a lower level. You have to abandon, you have to reject, not abandon, you have to reject these siddhis, and then you have to go for Brahmajnana. So that is what Vedanta says. All these siddhi or whatever, powers, as people say. People say, oh, this Swamiji is having so many powers. He can produce some vibhuti. He can produce some Shivalinga. So Vedanta says all these things, they are all at a very intermediate level. That is not the ultimate. Ultimate thing is you have to know yourself in order to become, say, fearless. In order to overcome your grief, sorrow, all types of sorrows. In order to have eternal happiness, you have to realize yourself. You go and ask some sadhu for some vibhuti, he will give you some vibhuti. It will keep you happy for a couple of hours. He will give you some Shivalinga, it will keep you happy for some time. And if you lose that Shivalinga, then you will have all misery. So you discover yourself. Instead of going to somebody for a Shivalinga or some other vibhuti or something else. That is what Vedanta says. So all these things, Animadyaishwaryadyανeka guna samhitam. So Animadyaishwarya, all these Aishwarya. Aishwarya means Ishwarasya bhavam Aishwaryam. That is a lordship over everything. That is, you can command everything. You can command and get anything. That is Aishwaryam. Then Urugayam samitam stomam cha tan mahatcha niratishaya mahatvat stoma mahat. This stomam cha mat mahatcha. So this is praiseworthy and it is so great. So that is why it is called stoma mahat. This combination, this samasa is made only because it is both stomam and also mahat. Then Urugayam, he says, Vistirnam gatim. such an extensive sway, such an extensive say control you have on everything. You not only control on a small thing. Uru means great. Urugayam is something which is having a very great gati, very great extensive sway, extensive say jurisdiction. Let us say you have such an extensive jurisdiction. Who has extensive jurisdiction? Suppose the chief minister has a jurisdiction on the state. The prime minister has a jurisdiction in the country. Then everybody has jurisdiction in his own country. Then the only person who has only entity which has jurisdiction in the whole cosmos is that Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha who is the sustainer of everything. He is the Srushtikarta, he is the sustainer of everything. So that sort of Vistirnam Gatim, Pratishtham Sthitim, Atmanaha Anuttamamapi. Anuttamam is unsurpassed. Na plus Uttamam. That is, Na plus Uttamam does not mean nothing, not great. Anuttama is an expression which says, Yasmat Uttamam Nasti iti Anuttamam. That is, there is nothing beyond that. That is something which is unsurpassed. That unsurpassed state or unparalleled state, let us say, Atmanaha Anuttamam Gatimapi Društva. So, having seen that you can attain that thing, you would have got it. Had you asked it, I would have given it. Anuttamam Gatimapi Društva, Dhrutya Dhairyena, with a great resolve. Dhiraha Dhiman San. Dhiraha is again explaining Dhiman, one who has a Dhi, one who has proper Dhi, Buddhi is Dhiman. Dhiman San Nachiketaha Atyasrakshihi. You have given up, you have say rejected all that. Then Parameva Akankshan Atisrushtavanasi Sarvametat Samsara Bhogajatam Ahobata Anuttama Gunosi. Okay. Parameva Akankshan Atisrushtavanasi. Param Akankshan. With a desire to get that Param or supreme thing, that supreme Brahman, to know that supreme Brahman. Parameva Akankshan. Akanksha, you know, Akanksha is a great desire. Parameva Akankshan means desiring that supreme thing. Atisrushtavanasi, you have rejected what? Sarvameta samsara bhogajatam. All this thing, this Hiranyagarbha also is somebody who is having an end. Because Hiranyagarbha's tenure will be over. When there is a next Srushti, next Hiranyagarbha will be there. Next Yama will be there. So like that, this Hiranyagarbha is again, he is having a tenure only. So that, of course, there is some difference of opinion about this Hiranyagarbha in the Upanishads. We need not go into that. Hiranyagarbha Sthanam, whether it is a tenure post or whether it is permanent, there is some slight difference of opinion. We need not go into that. So, but still, this is something which is supreme. Samsara Bhogajatam Ahobata Anuttama Gunosi. Anuttama. Anuttama means not that it is not Uttama. Na plus it is not, it does not mean something bad. Anuttama means unparalleled. Yasmad Uttamam Nasti iti Anuttamam. Yam Tvam Gnatumichasi Atmanam. So this Atma which you want to know, that is what it means. Yam Tvam Gnatumichasi Atmanam. This particular Atma which you want to know, Yam Tvam Gnatumichasi. Then he is again commending that Atma Jnana. The next mantra, he is commending the Atma Jnana. Tam Durdarsham Gudham Anupravishtam Guhahitam Gahvareshtham Puranam Adhyatma Yoga Dhigamena Devam. Adhigamena. Adhyatma Yoga Adhigamena Devam. Adhigamena Devam. Matvadhiro Harshashokau Jahati. So this is, he is again describing what is the nature of that Atma Tattvam. So he has to, he has commended the student, he has talked about himself. Now he is giving that, he is telling about that, what is it that you are going to gain by getting that Atma Jnana. What is it you are going to gain? That phalam, Atma Jnanasya phalam. That what is that phalam? He is describing in it. Tam durdarsham gudham anupravishtham guhahitam gahvareshtham puranam. All these things Adhyatma-yoga-adhigamena devam matva dhiraha harsha-shokau jahati. So ultimate result is harsha-shokau jahati. One overcomes all these sorrows, pleasures, all these things. He goes beyond these dualities. Matva, etam matva devam, matva, having known, dhiraha, dhiman, harsha shokau jahati. So he goes beyond, he transcends this vyavaharika level, and then he becomes that supreme Brahman. Brahmavit Brahmaiva bhavati. That is the meaning here. Then what is that deva? What is the characteristic of that thing? Tam durdarsham. Durdarsha. What is durdarsha? Which is very difficult to comprehend. Durdarsha. If you want to know something, you need some tools. If you want to know something, if you want to see something, you need an eye. If you want to touch something, you need some sparsha jnanam. If you want to smell, you need the sense of smell. So these are all the tools by which we see all these external things. But then this is something which is not external. And all the tools which are under your control, under our control, they are not applicable in the case of Brahman. In the case of this thing, which is behind all these things and which is supporting all these things and which is giving sustenance to all these things. So if you want to know that, you have to become inward. You have to turn inward. So that is why tam durdarsham. It is difficult to be known because all the tools of perception are outward bound. Paranchikhani Vyaturunat Swayambhu, that we are going to get one mantra like that. All these indriyas, they are all outward bound. And then only a dhira, only a dhiman, only an intelligent man, he turns these inwards. He reverts and then he turns them inwards, and then he will be able to see what is what is the thing inside which is giving support for all these things. So that is why it is durdarsha, because all our tools are outward bound. Then gudham. Gudha is from the word guha. Guha is a dhatu or a root which means, guha means to conceal. Nigudha, guha plus a kta pratyayam. If you add a kta pratyaya, it becomes a gudha. That which is concealed. Gudham anupravishtam. Gudham desham anupravishtam. So it has gone and it has hidden himself in a place which is so concealed, which is something like a guha, which is something like a cave, something like a deep cave in a mountain. So such a place. Okay. Gudham anupravishtam. This Atma is something which is there in that Hrudaya Guha. And in this Hrudaya Guha, so that also it is, we are seeing in the next line, Guha Hitam. It is there in that Guha. Guha means Buddhi Guha. This Buddhi Guha, it is the Chaitanya behind that Buddhi Guha. You see, what is Buddhi or what is the Jiva? Antahkarana avacchinnam Chaitanyam Jivaha. That particular Chaitanya, which looks as though delimited by this Antahkarana, is called Jiva, isn't it? So which means there is a Chaitanya in that, and then that Chaitanya is activating, let us say, these Indriyas. So this Chaitanya part we are forgetting. We are only seeing the outward things. When I am seeing something, I am only looking at this. Suppose you ask somebody, okay, what is this? What are you seeing here? You are seeing only pen. I am seeing a book. Okay, you are also seeing a book. What else? What else? We do not see anything. But then there is also the light which is enabling us to see this. So this Chaitanyam is something like the light. We never say, yes, I am also seeing the light, and without the light we cannot see it. But then we never say, we presume that it is something which is already which is there. So this thing, this Chaitanyam is something like the light which is enabling us to see everything. So that is Guha Hitam. So that is why it is supposed to be in that Buddhi Guha. By that Buddhi, we are able to see all other things but not what is inside. Guha Hitam. Gahwareshtham Puranam. This Gahwara again is something similar. Gahwara means something which is dense, something which is impenetrable. Suppose you are walking in a thick jungle. If you have seen a thick jungle, you have to just make your way, you have to cut all the twigs, you have to take a knife and then you have to cut all the twigs and then you have to make your way and go. It is so sometimes it is so impenetrable, there is such a thick, big thickets will be there and then you can't move through. So that is something called a Gahwara. Gahwara means a deep, dense place, impenetrable, impervious place. So Gahvareshtha means it is staying in that Gahvara. It is in such an impenetrable state because you have entangled yourself with so many things outside. What are all these entanglements? All these entanglements means you have got so many bondages, you have got so many friends, relatives, all these desires, and then you have got some raga, dvesha, you have got desires, likes, dislikes and whatnot. So all these things, this is something like a thicket around you. It is something like a dense forest around you. You are not able to know what is there inside. You are not able to penetrate or go into and see what is there, because all around so much of dust has accumulated over that. So Gahvareshtham. Then Puranam. Purana again means that which is old. What is the meaning here? Purana means that which pre-exists everything. That is Purana. That which is present before you know anything, your buddhi has to be there. Suppose I want to see something. If I want to see something, the knower should be there. Without knower, there is no question of something known. Knower has to be there, only then something will be known. So this knower is something who is present earlier. Knower is somebody who pre-exists, who is present much before what has come into before some other object, isn't it? So knower should be there, and only then there is what is called a known. So that is why it is called Puranam. It is something which pre-exists everything. Then Adhyatma Yoga Adhigamena Devam Matva Dhiraha Harshashokau Jahati. Then the time is over, we will go into the next class. So I will briefly say Adhyatma Yoga Adhigamena. By practicing this Adhyatma Yoga. What is this Adhyatma Yoga? Adhyatma is something relating to the body. Something relating to the body-mind complex. That is Adhyatma. Atmani Adhi is Adhyatma. This body-mind complex has to be controlled. This mind which is going after so many things, it has to be controlled. And then all these things which are around you, which all these likes, dislikes and all these things, they have to be controlled. So Adhyatma Yoga Adhigamena is that Atma Sanyama Yoga which you see in the 6th chapter of Gita. In the 6th chapter of Gita, he is going to describe most of the things which you see in Patanjali Yoga Darshana. This basically meant for self-control. This self-control, this Adhyatma Yoga, other words, by that Devam, that particular Atmanam, you know that Atma, and then Matva, having known that, Dhiraha, a Dhiman, an intelligent man, Harsha Shokav Jahati, he gets over, he rejects, he gets over all these dualities in the world. Harsha Shoka means not merely Harsha and Shoka, all the dualities of the world he gets over, he transcends. So that is the general meaning of this mantra. We will read the Bhashyam in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti